I have come. But I do not choose now to do what I came to do. I will not do this deed. The ring is mine. Mine.
Mr. Frodo? Master! Where are you? Where are you?
Snake. So now the eye can see me.
Give us the precious, Hobbit. The precious.
We want it. No. Yes.
Yes, we will have it. Where's its hands?
Got it. Now, give us the precious. No, Smeagol. It is mine.
Well, if it won't give it to us, then we'll bite it and take it. Lost fingers. Silly hobbit. Now we've got the precious. My precious! Oh, my precious! Now we have seized it! Yet Smeagol's got the precious! Smeagol's got the precious! Tricksy Hobbit Sizer! Couldn't trick Smeagol now! Smeagol's got the precious!
Well, Samwise Gamgee, this is the end.
Oh, Master, it's gone. The burden. You're free.
Yes, free.
Oh, but your poor hand. And I have nothing to bind it with or comfort it. I would have spared him a whole hand of mine, rather. He's gone forever. Fallen into the cracks of doom.
Oh, Sam. But for him, I could not have destroyed the ring. The quest would have been in vain, even at the bitter end. So let us forgive him. For the quest is achieved. Now all is over. Oh, Sam Gamgee, I am glad you are here with me. Here at the end of all things.
Yes, I am with you, Master. And you're with me. And the journey's finished. But after coming all that way, I don't want to give up yet. It's not like me, somehow.
Maybe not, Sam. But it is like things are in the world. You see, hopes fail. An end comes. We have only a little time to wait now. Soon, we shall be engulfed in these rivers of fire. We are lost in ruin and downfall. And there is no escape.
Well, Master, we could at least go further from this dangerous place here. Now, couldn't we? Well, come on, Mr. Frodo. Well, let's go down the path, at any rate.
Very well, Sam. If you wish to go, I'll come.
Well, what a tale we've been in, Mr. Frodo, haven't we? I wish I could hear it told. Well, do you think they'll say, "Now comes the story of nine-fingered Frodo and the Ring of Doom"? Oh. And then everyone will hush and listen.
I wish I could hear it.
I wonder how it will go after our part.
I can go no further, Sam.
Sir.
The smoke and the fumes. Let us stay here.
Very well, Mr. Frodo. Here we stay. Oh. That's strange, Mr. Frodo. I thought I heard eagles. That's very strange. Eagles. Eagles.
It was Gwaihir the eagle and his brothers who came to them out of the north, bearing Gandalf across the ruin of Mordor to the aid of Frodo and Samwise.
Bless me. Oh. Oh, how long have I been asleep? What a dream I had. Oh, I'm glad to wake. No, it wasn't a dream. Oh, then, where are we?
In the land of Ithilien, and in the keeping of the king who awaits you.
What? Gandalf? I thought you were dead.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I was dead myself. Was everything sad going to come untrue? What's happened in the world?
A great shadow has departed.
Oh,
Well, Master Samwise, how do you feel?
oh, how do I feel? Well, I don't know how to say it. I feel like spring after winter, sun on the leaves, like trumpets and harps and all the songs I ever heard. Oh, but how's Mr. Frodo? Wasn't it a shame about his poor hand? I hope he's all right otherwise. He had a cruel time.
Yes, I'm all right otherwise, Sam. I fell asleep again waiting for you.
No.
You sleepy head.
Oh.
I was awake early this morning, and now it must be nearly noon.
Noon? What, noon of what day?
The 14th of the new year, or if you like, the 8th day of April in the Shire reckoning. But in Gondor, the new year will always begin upon the 25th of March when Sauron fell, and when the eagles brought you out of the fire to the king.
The king? What king?
The king of Gondor and lord of the western lands, who has taken back all his ancient realm. He will ride soon to his crowning. He awaits only to do honor to the ring bearers.
Look, Mr. Frodo, look here. It's Pippin and Merry. How they've grown. Bless me. I can see there's more tales to tell than ours.
There are indeed. And we'll begin telling them as soon as we may, for it will take weeks.
And then Frodo will have to be locked up in a tower in Minas Tirith and write it all down. Otherwise he will forget half of it, and poor old Bilbo will be dreadfully disappointed.
Dear hobbits. I never thought to see you again.
Gimli and Legolas.
Hail Frodo, hail Samwise! The first and second born of the races of Middle-earth salute you.
It's a joy to see you both again.
Come, the king is waiting. There'll be time enough later for reunions.
Hail, Frodo. Sam.
Well, if that isn't the crown of all. Strider! Or I'm still asleep.
Yes, Strider. It is a long way, is it not, from Bree, where you did not like the look of me. A long way for all of us. But yours has been the darkest road. I bend my knee in acknowledgement of that.
No, Strider. You must not bow, not to us.
Come. You shall sit upon my throne. There. Praise them with great praise.
Praise them! Praise them!
Let the minstrel sing to us.
Now listen to my lay, for I will sing to you of Frodo of the Nine Fingers and the Ring of Doom.
What about us? Will we be in it too?
Oh, great glory and splendor, all my wishes have come true.
Dear Sam.
Frodo went forth on a fateful journey.
As the minstrel sang to them, away in the west, upon the walls of Gondor, stood Faramir and Éowyn. A great wind rose, and their hair, raven and golden, streamed out, mingling in the air. The sun was unveiled, the light leapt forth, and the waters of the river Anduin shone like silver.
See, Éowyn, the darkness has passed.
And look, how a mighty eagle comes to us from out the east.
Now you will wish to go and meet your brother and share in the celebration of this victory.
No, Lord. I will tarry here.
Why?
Do you not know?
2 reasons there may be, but which it is I do not know. Either you still fear to see the Lord Aragorn, or you wish to stay with me. Éowyn, do you not love me, or will you not?
I had wished to be loved by another, but I desire no man's pity.
Look at me, Éowyn. I love you. Once I pitied your sorrow, but now, were you sorrowless, without fear or any lack? Were you the blissful queen of Gondor? Still I would love you. Éowyn, do you not love me?
I stand in Minas Anor, the Tower of the Sun, and behold, the shadow has departed. No longer do I desire to be a queen.
That is well, for I am not a king. Yet I will wed with the White Lady of Rohan, if it be her will.
Then let it be as my good lord wishes.
Éowyn. last steward of Gondor begs leave to surrender his office.
The office is not ended, and it shall be thine and thy heirs as long as my line shall last. And the princedom of Ithilien shall be thine also. Now, steward, do your office.
Men of Gondor, hear now the steward of the realm. Behold, one has come to claim the kingship again at last. Here is Aragorn, son of Arathorn, chieftain of the Dunedain of Arnor, captain of the host of the west, bearer of the star of the north, wielder of the sword that was broken, victorious in battle, whose hands bring healing, the Elfstone. Elessar of the line of Valandil, Isildur's son, Elendil's son of Númenor. Shall he be king, and enter into the city, and dwell there?
Yea.
Men of Gondor, using the authority of the steward, I have today brought hither the crown of Eärnur, the last king, whose days passed in the time of our long-fathers of old. Take it now, Lord.
Eterelo endoreno utulien simoni maruvan ar hildinjar ten ambametta. By the labour and valour of many I have come into my inheritance. In token of this, I would have the ring-bearer bring the crown to me, and let Mithrandir set it upon my head, if he will, for he has been the mover of all that has been accomplished, and this is his victory.
Go on, Frodo. Take the crown from Faramir and bring it to me.
Yes.
Aragorn, son of Arathorn, I crown you King of Gondor and Arnor. Now come the days of the king, and may they be blessed while the thrones of the Valar endure.
Behold, the king.
And the tree that was withered shall be renewed, and he shall plant it in the high places, and the city shall be blessed. Sing on it,
So the glad days passed. Then one night Gandalf took Aragorn out from the city and brought him to Mount Mindalluin, and there, below the snows that clad the lofty peaks, they looked down over the precipice that stood behind the city of Gondor.
Do you still look for a sign, Aragorn?
Yes, Gandalf. The tree in the court of the fountain which grew from the fruit which Isildur brought out from the west is still withered and barren.
Turn your face from the green world and look where all seems barren and cold. Now, what do you see there?
A young tree. Why, Gandalf, it is in flower. Yea, Utuvien, I have found it. Lo, here is a scion of the eldest of trees. But how comes it here? For it is itself not 7 years old.
Verily, this is a sapling of the line of Nimloth the Fair, the white tree of Númenor.
The sign has been given. The line of Gondor will be restored and will flourish and flower anew.
Then Aragorn took the sapling and bore it back to the citadel, and the withered tree was uprooted, but with reverence, and they did not burn it, but laid it to rest with the dead. And Aragorn planted the new tree in the court of the fountain, and swiftly and gladly it began to grow, and when the month of June entered in, it was laden with blossom. Then midsummer came, and with it came news.
Gandalf? Messengers say that a company of fair folk are approaching the city. What does this mean?
It is Elrond, coming from Rivendell with his daughter Arwen.
But why are they coming to Gondor?
Arwen comes to wed with Aragorn. The cost of this union is great, for Aragorn has waited many years for this day and could not hope to marry her until he sat in Minas Tirith as the king of Gondor. And in deciding to cleave to Aragorn, the Lady Arwen has made a costly choice, for she must renounce the twilight and become, like him, a mortal who must one day die.
Just as Luthien Tenuvial chose to become mortal for the sake of Beren.
Indeed. And when Aragorn first saw Arwen, he believed her to be Luthien Tenuvial, for in her beauty she resembles her.
I had forgotten. But Bilbo spoke of this to me long ago in Rivendell.
Well, Frodo, shall we go out and greet their arrival?
Yes.
There she is, Frodo, Arwen Undomiel, Lady Evenstar.
Oh, she is beautiful, Gandalf. At last I understand why we have waited. This is the ending. Now not only day shall be beloved, but night too shall be beautiful and blessed, and all its fear pass away.
Then the king welcomed his guests, and Elrond laid the hand of his daughter in the hand of the king, and together they went up into the high city, and all the stars flowered in the sky. And Aragorn, the king Elessar, wedded Arwen Undomiel in the city of the kings upon the day of midsummer, and the tale of their long waiting and labors was come to fulfillment. When the days of rejoicing were over at last, Frodo went to the king as he was sitting with the Queen Arwen by the fountain.
My lord, and most fairest of queens.
I know what you come to say, Frodo. You wish to return to your own home.
It is true that I wish to go back to the Shire, but first I must go to Rivendell. For if there could be anything wanting in a time so blessed, I miss Bilbo. And I was grieved when among all the household of Elrond, I saw that he was not come.
Do you wonder at that, Ring-bearer? For you know the power of that thing which is now destroyed, and all that was done by that power is now passing away. But your kinsman possessed this thing longer than you. He is ancient in years now, according to his kind, and he awaits you. For he will not again make any long journey, save one.
What journey is that?
Age and weariness will now fall on many, and they will yearn to cross the sundering seas to the deathless lands of the west. That is the journey which lies yet before Bilbo, and my father, Elrond.
Then I beg leave to depart soon, Queen Arwen.
In 7 days we will go, for we shall ride with you far on the road, even as far as the country of Rohan, for we must bear Theoden back to rest in the moss.
But before you depart, a gift I give to you. For I am the daughter of Elrond, and I shall not go with him now when he departs to the havens. For mine is the choice of Luthien, and as she, so have I chosen, both the sweet and the bitter. But in my stead, you shall go, ring-bearer, when the time comes, and if you then desire it. If your hurt grieve you still, and the memory of your burden is heavy, then you may pass into the west until all your wounds and weariness are healed. But wear this white gem about your neck in memory of Elfstone and Evenstar, with whom your life has been woven.
Lady.
There. When the memory of the fear and the darkness troubles you, this will bring you aid.
At last the day of departure came, and a great and fair company made ready to ride north from the city and bear King Theoden upon a golden bier back to his realm of Rohan. There they laid Theoden in a house of stone with his arms and many other fair things, and over him raised a great mound covered with green turfs of grass.
Out of doubt to the day's rising, heroes singing in the sunlight, sword unsheathing. Oh, we rekindled and in hope we ended. Oh, the death, oh, the dread, oh, the doom lifted. Out of loss, out of life, unto long glory.
Farewell, Theoden, King of the Mark. As a father you were to me for a little while. Farewell.
Hail! Eomer, King of the Mark!
This is the funeral of Theoden the King. But I will speak ere we go of tidings of joy. He would not grudge that I should do so, since he was ever a father to Eowyn, my sister. Hear then, all my guests, fair folk of many realms. Faramir, steward of Gondor and prince of Ithilien, asks that Eowyn, lady of Rohan, should be his wife, and she grants it full willing. Therefore they shall be troth-plighted before you all. Thus is the friendship of the Mark and Gondor bound with a new bond, and the more do I rejoice.
As do I, Lord Eomer.
Well, Eomer, you give thus to Gondor the fairest thing in your realm.
Wish me joy, my liege lord and healer.
I have wished thee joy ever since first I saw thee. It heals my heart to see thee now in bliss.
Now, though it grieves us to leave, we must be parted from you all.
Farewell, ring-bearer.
Farewell, King Eomer. May you live long in the golden hall of Rohan, and may your people long know peace.
Farewell, Samwise.
Well, goodbye.
Legolas.
Farewell.
Gimli.
Farewell, lady.
And Pippin.
Goodbye.
And farewell, Meriadoc of the Shire, Hold Wine of the Mark. Ride to good fortune, and ride back soon to our welcome.
I will, my lord.
Kings of old would have laden you with gifts, yet I have no gift that is worthy.
But this I beg you to receive. 'Tis an ancient horn of silver. Take it as a memorial of the horns of the Mark at the coming of morning.
Thank you, lady. It will serve thus, and as a memorial of Durnhelm, the knight of the Mark who carried me to battle.
Now we must part. All speed to you, ring-bearer. And companions all.
We thank you, Faramir, steward of Gondor.
What about you, Gandalf?
I shall ride yet a while longer with you, for we must go with Elrond to Rivendell.
And what about you, Strider? I mean, Lord Aragorn.
I will ride with you as far as Isengard, Sam.
Oh, good news.
Yes, we shall go to Isengard, though I am uneasy as to what we shall find when we come to the Tower of Saruman.
In episode 12 of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings, adapted by Brian Sibley, the part of Frodo was played by Ian Holm, Gandalf by Michael Hordern, and Aragorn by Robert Stevens. Sam, William Nighy, Gollum, Peter Woodthorpe, Legolas, David Collings, Gimli, Douglas Livingstone, Merry, Richard O'Callaghan, Pippin, John McAndrew, Faramir, Andrew Sear, Eowyn, Ellen Jenkins, Eomer, Anthony Hyde, Arwen, Sonia Fraser. The voice of Sauron, John Rye. with Graham Faulkner, Martin Reed, Christopher Scott, and Michael Spice. The narrator was Gerard Murphy. The music was composed and conducted by Stephen Oliver and sung by Oz Clarke, David James, Matthew Vine, and the Ambrosian Singers. The director was Jane Morgan.